Hey guys, this video is going to show you and get you familiar with some of the components that are used for the Z-Gear build-a-mount system. So let's go ahead and go through some of these components. On this side we have the lock line links and some of the tools that are used to building them out. So let's go ahead and start naming some of these. This right here is the lock line pliers. This tool is used to connect and put together the links and segments that go to building your mount. Really simple tool to use. I'm going to show you how to use this. When you're using a component from Z-Gear that has a link or a segment, you're going to put the narrow portion of the tool on the narrow portion of the link, and you're going to match that with the wider part of the tool, the plier, with a wider part of the link or segment, and that is going to be where you're going to connect them together. You just simply pull those pliers together and now that part is connected. To take your mount apart or a certain area apart, you just do the same thing, and now you actually pull the pliers apart like that. Now your mount is taken apart, and now you can go ahead and rearrange that the way you want. So that's how you use the lock line pliers. Over here we do have another tool that you'll need to purchase, and this one is purchased. This is called the star key. And the star key is used to tighten and loosen your element clamps. These are element clamps. I'm going to show you how to use the element clamps. And these element clamps do come with their securing screws. These screws come with the element clamps. Now, when you're going to be using these element clamps, you need to take note that they need to be seated in the correct position. So these element clamps are flanged just as the links are flanged. They need to match up in the position of the link so that they're seated correctly. That is going to give you the proper security so that you can actually fasten these clamps down. So make sure that when you do use these element clamps that you seat them in the correct position, and that will ensure the actual proper security for these clamps. So I want to make sure that you understand how to use these clamps. They need to be seated. You cannot put them the other way around. If you do, they will not actually give you that security that you need, and that's why you're using these clamps, is to give them extra security. So you want to make sure that they're seated correctly. I want to make sure you point that out when you're using the element clamps. Now in my hand right here I have what's called the double socket. This is an actual link that has two wide portions. So this is called the double socket when you're ordering this item. And here we have the links. Now these are sold individually, so depending on how many you need, you'll be putting them in your cart individually, and these are the lock line links. And when you pair them up together and you connect them together, they look like that. When they're individual, they look just like that. Those are the lock line links. Let's go over here, and this is called the extended link. This is just like the regular link. You can buy these individually, but these are extended, and you'll use those on several different mounts that have an extended arm. And so this is called the extended link. Right here we have the elbow. This is a 90-degree elbow link. So this has a 90-degree, just like the link, but it has a 90-degree to, you can put those on the BCD plate. Some of the BCD mounts have them, so they jet right off the plate. So this has a 90-degree. This is called the elbow link. This is called the Y-link. This has actually like two connections jetting outward, has a wider portion with two smaller ends that are jetting outward to divide, let's just say, two different mounts or two different arms. You would need to use the Y-link. Okay, so that then comprises the lock line links and the segments, and as well as the tools. On this side, let's start with some of the Z-Gear components. Starting off with the BCD plate. This BCD plate is used to attach to your BC shoulder strap. This main item comes with a fixed mount on top, and you will need to select the proper BCD strap when ordering this BCD plate. Now the BCD strap comes between 2.5 to 3.5 for the standard, and that would fit 2.5 to 3.5 with shoulder straps. It does not fit the standard regular webbing BCs such as the 2-inch. There'll be too much play in that, so you need some padding. So 2.5 to 3.5 would be recommended when purchasing the standard strap. This is the for 3.5 or wider shoulder straps, you would need to purchase the wide strap. This fits 3.5 or wider shoulder straps. Now these straps are adjustable, so in other words, if you want to make the standard strap a little shorter or a little bit longer, they are adjustable, so you can have a plus or minus of an inch or so on the sizing of that standard strap. So it's not just set, so you can actually adjust the sizes on both straps. So once you have the selected strap and your BCD plate, that would be one item to do for your BCD mount. Let me go for this guy right here. This is called the grip claw. Now the grip claw is used when you're trying to make a light mount of any sort, whether it be a monopole light mount or a BCD light mount. You'd want to purchase the grip claw. The grip claw houses lights up to 1 1/2 inch diameter. The grip claw has an 1 3/4 inch diameter. The grip claw has a fixed mount on top, and it also has a well, that's all. It just has a grip. It has a fixed mount on top, and as well as you're going to need to have a lock line pliers to connect that to several links. So here we have the GoPro head. This is what's used to attach the GoPro camera on the GoPro head, such as in this extended long arm mount. This is an extended BCD mount, and this double anchored mount right here has the GoPro head on top of it, and it allows the camera, when you're positioning this camera, you want to have the curls towards you so that you can actually flip that camera back when swimming forward. So this is called the GoPro head. When you have other types of cameras, say the Intova or a Sony, and you have a 1/4 port, you'd want to purchase the 1/4 adapter. That is going to be put on top of the GoPro head. So you need to order the GoPro head for your camera mount, as well. If you have something other than a GoPro, the 1/4 adapter. So that's going to be what you would need to order. Okay, so right here we also have some leashes. When you have a long mount such as this, you'd want to purchase a leash for your camera. This is called a long arm leash. The long arm leash would be for longer type mounts that need a leash to protect the camera. So we have several sizes for the long arm leash. I mean, this is going to be the longer leash that you would need to purchase, and then we have a standard long arm leash. You'd want to probably purchase the extended long arm leash, which is going to be a little bit longer than the long arm leash, and because this arm has 4 actual extension links on it, so this is a really long leash, and you want to purchase the extended long arm leash. For the shorter mounts, let's just say the standard BCD GoPro mount, you'd want to purchase the short leash. This is the short leash that you want to purchase, and you always want to leash your gear. Your camera should always have a leash on it. It does come with a snap. Both leashes come with a plastic snap, so you can actually snap that to your D-ring. Always make sure that your gear is, whether it's a dive light or a camera, you always want to leash your items to a D-ring. Okay, and here we have another item that I want to show you is for the Sola cameras. We do have a Sola head, we call it, and this is going to be if you want to build a dive light that houses lights that are bigger than 1 3/4 inches. You want to have a Sola head, and this will, because the Sola is so much more wider, and you want to build, let's just say, a dive light mount for the Sola, you need to purchase the Sola head. It has a radius on it. It does come with its appropriate stainless steel screw, which is a 10/32 screw, and then you would attach that to the Sola, and then you would attach this head onto your appropriate links. Let's just say this link right here, you would attach that there, and then you would have your light mount for your camera pole. Or if you wanted to attach it to your BC, you could have your Sola on this end instead of this grip claw. So for the Sola, we do have a head for the Sola. I want to point that out, just for the Sola only. So if you do have a Sola and this grip claw is too short, you could actually purchase our Sola head for that. So then that covers pretty much all the components for the Z gear, as well as all the Lockline links. Please visit the other videos to give you examples on how to build these other mounts, and I'll explain to you what components and how to assemble some of these versions, which you could also modify and make your own versions of, obviously, but this will give you a good head start on creating and building your own mounts.